Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, hi, my name is Chantel and I've been traveling the world with my boyfriend for the past 4+ months and we plan to keep going for who knows how long, at least into 2025. So if you've clicked on this video today, you already know what we're going to discuss. Today, I'm going to talk about how I managed to save thousands and thousands of dollars by getting 75 nights of free accommodation in the past 4 months while traveling Europe. And some of them have been in the most expensive cities in Europe, including like Amsterdam, Madrid, Barcelona. So if you're planning to do a longer holiday where you're trying to stretch your budget for as long as possible, or even just a shorter holiday with a smaller budget, then you're in the right place because I'm going to share exactly how I got those 75 nights of free accommodation. And hopefully there's going to be many more in my next few months of travel. First off, how do we get the accommodation? So there are many ways to get free accommodation in Europe. I know there's like workaways where you work for your accommodation and they give you food and board sometimes. I'm not really sure, that's not what I've done. I know there's also like couch surfing, but the way that my boyfriend and we have done it is house sitting / pet sitting. So we've gone through the website Trusted House Sitters. Basically you sign up and people who are going on holidays or need someone to come and look after their house and their pets post a listing to the site. Basically once you've signed up, you can apply to any of the listings in any of the countries that appeal to you or work for you. And if you're one of the first 5 applicants, then you get to message the host and they respond back to you and you kind of work something out. Usually there's a video call, and if you're lucky, hopefully they'll pick you and then you've just signed yourself up to a bunch of free accommodation. Now, while that all sounds good and great and sounds like easy and perfect, whatever I apply for, I'll get, that's not quite the case. There are a lot of house sitters on the site that are looking for the same free accommodation that you are, and there are not as many people posting their houses. There's still a lot. There's plenty of options, don't you worry. But just because it is quite competitive, you do need to do 2 things to win each of the house sits. First of all is you need to apply very quickly. Have your notifications on for that, because as I said, there are only 5 people who can apply to each of the house sits before they kind of get locked out, so the owners don't get overwhelmed. They do get locked out very quickly. So if there's a city that you're really looking to go to and you want to get a house sit for, you do need to apply very quickly, and I would have notifications on the app to do that. It might sound hard at first or might seem overwhelming knowing how quick you need to apply, or even when you're looking at the site and there aren't many sits available for you to apply for. That is because they do go so quickly. For example, the first place on our trip so far that we house sat in was Amsterdam, and we knew we wanted to get a house sit in Amsterdam because the accommodation in Amsterdam is so expensive. But when we looked on the site, there was nothing available for Amsterdam, and we thought, oh no, we're not going to get to stay in Amsterdam for as long as we want because we just can't afford it. But after we signed up to the site, we put in for the app to give us notifications over specific dates in Amsterdam, and after like a couple days of signing up to the app, literally one popped up and we were so excited. We were like, oh my god, apply quickly. I think we were like the 2nd or the 3rd to apply, and luckily the owners liked our message. They scheduled a call with us. And then 2 months later, we got 5 nights free accommodation in Amsterdam, which at the time we thought was crazy, but it ended up being amazing. And we had 3 nights accommodation first in Amsterdam in like an Airbnb, and then we had 5 nights in the house sit. And oh my god, our 5 nights in the house sit were 1 million times better than probably the $1,000 that we paid for those 3 nights in the Airbnb. So we are so grateful that as soon as we signed up to the app, we put that search notification in for Amsterdam, because they do fill up very quick because so many people want this free accommodation. And the second thing you have to do to secure the house sit is kind of sell yourself as well. You need to build a profile on the app. You need to send a nice message to the owners and let them know why you would be a good person to house sit for them. It's a lot easier for the owners to know that once you've had a few good house sits and once you've got some reviews. But on the first go, you've really got to sell yourself without those reviews. I would recommend sending a very tailored message to the first few people that you apply with. Make sure you read through their profile fully, know the names of the pets, see if there's any responsibilities that you'll be required to do throughout the house sit, and highlight that you know that in your first initial message. So they're probably my main 2 tips if you're just starting out and you haven't had any house sitting experience before. Definitely apply quick and definitely make sure you market yourself well so that people want you to come and house sit for them. And like I said, I've had a great experience so far house sitting. I'm in a house sit right now. I'm in Italy right now, house sitting for this family, looking after a cat and a dog and some fish and some chickens actually. I've done 6 or 7 so far. I've done a house sit first in Amsterdam, and then we did another one in Madrid, one in Barcelona, one in Split, Croatia, one in Greece, one in Catania, one here now in central Italy. And so far I have had great experiences in pretty much every single one. I've had varied experiences. I think that just depends on the people that you house sit for. The first people that we house sat for made us breakfast on the day that we got there. They were really lovely. They left, a bunch of food for us. One of our house sits, our one in Barcelona, the person was kind of like, don't even touch my spices. But generally I've had really, really great experiences with all the home owners. We've gotten all 5-star reviews from every single person we've house sat, which is great. So hopefully they've loved having us house sit as well. But more so, aside from the whole house sitting aspect of it, the ability to live in a house for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or however long your house sit is for is amazing. Like, nothing can put a price on that. As I said, I've been traveling for 4 months so far, and we've done a mix of house sitting and normal travel. We've stayed in hotels, we've stayed in Airbnbs, we've stayed in hostels. So we've had all the varied accommodation there, and then we've also had the house sits. The difference between the accommodation we've paid for is we are spending a lot of money to get a small room, no kitchen, not much room to spread out, sometimes no TV or not a very good TV, and we're paying a lot of money for that accommodation. And sure, a lot of the time we get like our own privacy and we don't have any responsibilities, even though sometimes in Airbnbs you do have responsibility. You are paying a lot for it, whereas with the house sitting, you do have a little bit of responsibility. For example, in this house sit, we do have to feed the dog and the cat, obviously. We don't have to walk the dog here, but at most of the previous house sits that we've done with the dog, we've had to walk the dog, but that is fine. But while you have some of those extra responsibilities, you do get, for the most part, a full house or apartment that somebody lives in. So you've got the kitchen, you've got a nice bathroom of your own, you've got generally your own separate living room. You just get so much more space. And when you're traveling for a long period of time, having the comforts of a home, like a kitchen and a full fridge, really makes all the difference. And if you're traveling with like a partner or your family, having that extra room to spread out without having to pay a fortune for like a massive hotel room has been amazing. And just the fact that we're getting it for free is amazing. I cannot recommend house sitting enough. So if it's something that you're looking into, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. And also, I haven't mentioned this yet, while all the house sits are free, there is no money exchange between you and the homeowner and whatever. You do have to pay to sign up to the app. I think it was about 150 Australian dollars-ish to sign up. But when you look at the budget, our average cost of accommodation per night has been higher than 150 Australian dollars. I think it's been $172. So signing up for the app has been cheaper than one single night of accommodation. So even if we only had one night of a house sit, we would have saved money. But we've had 75 free nights of accommodation. So I guess that leads me to my last point, and probably the point you were almost interested in, is how much has it saved us? We are averaging paying $172 per night of accommodation, which is crazy. Like every single day, that's just how much we're spending when we're not in a house sit. But we've had 75 nights of accommodation in house sit so far, so we have saved $12,900, which is crazy. Like, we could have spent another $13,000 on our travels so far, like $13,000 more than what we've already spent for 4 months, and stayed in a lot worse places. Like, right now I'm staying in this house for free, but I'm in my own living room right now, which has a fireplace. Jacob is upstairs in a completely other room, and we've got like all of our own space. We've got a pool. We could not afford to pay for accommodation with a pool if we wanted to. And if we did that, our budget would go way up. And even though we've saved that $12,000, $13,000 on average of what we're paying of accommodation, if we had to pay to stay in these type of houses, God, I don't even want to know. It's probably like 50 grand. So I've probably rambled on for long enough now, and you get the gist that I think house sitting is amazing. So hopefully sharing my experience here has helped. I know there are a number of house sitting websites. I haven't tried them all. I'm sorry. The only one I have tried is Trusted House Sitters, which I highly recommend. I think that I've got like a referral code if anyone is interested. I'll link it down below. I think it saves you like 25% or so. So don't feel pressured to use it. This obviously isn't sponsored or an ad or anything, but if you're looking to sign up and you want to save a little bit of money, feel free to use my referral code below. And hopefully this video has helped you. Again, it's not for everyone. This is just my own personal experience, but I've loved it so far. My boyfriend has loved it, and honestly, I reckon without these house sits to break up the regular accommodations like hostels and Airbnbs and hotels and whatnot, I don't know if we'd even have made it 4 months into our trip, because we would be just so burnt out. And the house sits are a great way to like reset and feel like you're kind of living at home for a little bit. So thanks so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe down below. If you're interested in following me along my journey, I am vlogging. As I said, I'm in central Italy at the moment. I'm here for another week, so I'm vlogging my experience, what it's like house sitting, what it's like traveling full time. And I'm also trying to do some more videos where I give more tips like this and share my experiences traveling. If that sounds like something you would enjoy, please feel free to hit the subscribe button, because I'd love to have you join me along for the rest of this journey. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.